Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of Improv Gaming here on youtube.com/Improv Gaming. We have a great show for you today. It's going to be all about Sony. We did a Nintendo episode, so now it's all going to be about Sony and what our memories of Sony are, what we think Sony has to do for E3 and beyond, and what we're excited to see looking forward to for Sony.
And how much Bill Gates is a money-grubbing whore.
Exactly. As always, I'm joined with the two cool guys here. First, to my left, he's only the biggest Zelda fan in the world. Don't believe me? He has a tattoo of the Triforce on his arm, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Jeremy Bird.
What's up, guys?
And to my right, he only has the best ponytail in the business.
It's fabulous.
Mr. Nicholas.
How's it doing tonight, everybody?
How's it doing?
How's it doing?
Good evening.
How's it doing?
How you doing?
And
Woo!
I am a Sony fanboy, and I am Pete, so I'm excited to do this topic for you guys.
Sony whore.
I think we're both Sony fanboys, aren't we?
Yeah, but I was a 360 fan back in when it was that was my console. I had the Wii, the 360, and the PS3, and I just used the PS3 for exclusives like the Uncharted, the God of War.
Really?
But then I had as the 360 my main console where I brought the
Gotcha.
sports games in, the Call of Duties, the Assassin's Creed, they
Built
all
up
went to
your
the
gamer
360. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because a lot more people had the 360 at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now all my friends have a PS4, so now the Xbox One is now second fiddle to playing Sunset Overdrive, the Halo Master Chief Collection, Quantum Break when it releases, which I'm super excited for.
Yeah,
But
I was kind of the same. I literally used it as an exclusive thing, and then basically now I'm just like, all right, I can play with everybody online. Let's do this.
exactly, and then the Wii U, of course, is just for first party.
It's a fun system. I love it. I don't. care.
Nobody's gonna be playing Assassin's Creed 4 on the Wii U.
Yeah.
But okay, not the normal person.
No normal human person is gonna use a Wii nunchuck for Assassin's Creed.
What is that? A short chuck? Not a normal person? Sure. Anyway, next.
Hey, I'm the tallest one here. I want to thank you guys. We want to thank you guys. Episode 5 has over 50 views. It's only been up a couple of weeks. We really appreciate the love and support you guys give us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
But as always, we begin with One Up News with Mr. Jeremy Bird.
So basically, this week we have a couple of games coming up. Sorry, guys, I had to write them down. There's too many. We have Hatsume Miku Project Mira Deluxe coming out for the 3DS. I don't know of that game. I'm slacking a little bit. I gotta check that one out. Magica 2, which is coming out on the PS4 and PC. We have Magnetic Case Closed, which is coming out on the PC. I'm not a PC gamer, but I'll definitely look at that one. Finally, we have Ultra Street Fighter 4 coming for the PS4.
Oh.
How long did that take? Like a year and a half? Come on.
That's going to be good for Evo.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was so tough playing on Xbox last year.
Yeah.
Rogue Legacy, which is coming out for Xbox One as an exclusive. That looks pretty fun. I'll check that out. And definitely, if you know me, the Nintendo fanboy, Splatoon comes out. Gonna buy that. I tried the demo. Highly recommend getting that.
Yeah, the demo was good.
Yeah.
I know it was for a weekend, but...
it was great. It's just a really, really fun game. Literally, when you do the multiplayer, it's insane. It's like literally you're all against each other, just trying to cover the map in your own paint.
That's cool.
It's just it's not a simple game, but it's just a very, very fun game.
Do you think that they need voice chat though? There was
a little bit, yeah.
Because you could strategize with the team and get an idea for the whole map and how to go.
Just do the voice chat. Literally do it that way. Get the headsets and you're good to rock and roll.
If Nintendo actually allows voice chat.
Yeah,
But that's an argument in of itself.
We spoke about this earlier. You said Woolly World was coming out for Yoshi. What's really... Okay, Yoshi Woolly World is coming out, when was it, the end of the month? Or June?
26th.
Thank you, I couldn't think of the date. They're actually doing exclusive Woolly World amiibos. Like the little stitched up Yoshis.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not
That's
sure
another thing that's going to sell.
I'm not sure if they're going to be like the small amiibos or they're going to be big, like little stuffed animals like... Nick has a sock boy sitting off camera over there. I'm not sure if they'll be that size, but
if it's gonna be an amiibo, it's gonna be the small little thing. I would think.
I'm also wondering if it's gonna be plastic or it's gonna be actual stitch.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be stitch. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That would be really nice.
But then that would sell.
But that would be a collector's item.
It's a limited edition, so I gotta go track that.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever open that.
They would not feel what's inside.
Yeah. And then Nintendo finally announced Star Fox Horizons for Wii U, which I'm a huge Star Fox fan. I'm definitely gonna buy that because playing those games growing up, loved 64, best game ever. Adventures was okay. Command was okay. And I'm missing one. Assault was okay. They were lackluster games, but Horizons looks
Yeah, it looks like
amazing.
they took their time and they're gonna make
no more.
it.
It's been almost 10 years since one came out, so
Yeah.
So it should be good in that way.
yeah. But that's about it for this week. So,
Very nice.
where we start? Yeah, it's gonna be a good week in gaming. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
definitely intrigued by Splatoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be poor this week. It's gonna be awesome.
It's definitely gonna be interesting to check that out. We'll let you know, of course, in the comments, and maybe do a live stream or gameplay demo of it.
We'll get to it.
But today is not about Nintendo, though,
Nope,
guys.
nope.
It's about Sony. And so, I mean, the best way we had our gamer history, but we didn't dive into as much. What is everybody's memories with Sony?
You want me to start this up?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. I never had a PlayStation 1. My cousin had one, but he showed me, like, Crash Bandicoot, amazing. He showed me, oh, God, Bubsy 3D. Ugh, what a horrible-ass game. And then, like, Tekken 2, which, oh my God, dude, so much fun. And that was about it. I saw, like, Frogger, which came out on PlayStation. Didn't really see a lot of the games. And then my other thing was, I never, like I said, I didn't have one. I got a PlayStation 2 for one reason originally, which was Castlevania Lament of Innocence. From going back to my Nintendo thing, that was a PS2 exclusive, and that's why I bought the game originally. I buy the game, the system of the game, I'm playing it, whatever. My buddy's like, you have to play this, and this. Kid you not, for my birthday, my friend picked me up Devil May Cry 1 to 3. He's like, you have to get these games. He got me Ratchet and Clank. Surprisingly, I never played any others than the original. I got to get on that. And then I also played Twisted Metal Black. Just
Great game.
like literally after that amount of games, just my PlayStation library exploded. I played everything from like Tony Hawk American Wasteland to like I played what was it called? The game before Call of Duty, like not Battlefront, not
A Medal of Honor?
yeah, thank you, Medal of Honor. I played a little bit of that. It looked like ass, but it was fun.
And then Call of Duty took over.
Yep.
No PS3, no...
Oh yeah, well, F yeah, I got a PS3. So see, I watched it. Yeah, PS3 I got for God of War 3 because after 2 ended, I was just like, I need to see the ending of this game.
Of course.
I got it for Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Super, Ultra Marvel vs. Capcom. You messed me up a little bit. PS2, I played the Jack and Daxter series in a different order. For Christmas one year, I got Jak 3. Beat that game inside and out. Loved it. I then was like, wait, there's 2 other games. I then stupidly played Jak and Daxter, and I'm like, collect-a-thon. And then I played Jak 2. I'm like, all right, it's a little more mature. It's a lot of fun. And then I replayed Jak 3 just to put the full story in perspective. But
I
PS3...
was never a fan of Jak and Daxter.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. My friend shunned me because originally, other than like God of War and a couple other exclusive games, I used it as a Blu-ray player. He's like, really? PS3 Blu-ray player? I'm like, dude, I can get Blu-ray movies now. He goes, play this game, and then come talk to me. But, and I'm working on getting my PS4. I still have the PS3, but I'm looking forward to getting the PS4 because I think the controller is absolutely amazing. I played it at your house a lot.
It's definitely a nice controller.
And from
it's definitely
playing-
my favorite so far.
What was it? From playing Bloodborne, I want another crack at that game. That game is gonna torture me, but that is a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you guys saw the live stream we did, it's on YouTube. Of course, we live streamed Bloodborne. It was a lot of fun. We stayed in one part for about 2 hours.
Parental discretion is advised. There was a lot of cursing.
Oh, it was,
The best is our last video had no cursing whatsoever. We were perfect. And then we did the Bloodborne. It was like, beep this, beep that.
oh no, just let it fly. I was like, forget it. I could care less.
Alright,
I knew that was going to happen because we're gamers, and I was like, there's no way we're going to get behind a controller and not curse. That's not going to happen.
And we didn't want to put our editor through having to bleep all that stuff out. That's just not even fair.
I just put an age restriction on it. Let's take the easy way out. Like, you must be 18 or older to view this.
It contains no language.
But for my memory of Sony, it actually begins with, I didn't have a PS1. My
Whoops.
neighbor did. And he showed me Tekken 2.
Nice.
And that's when I fell in love with the Tekken series. And the reason I got a PS2 was I was between getting an Xbox and a PS2. And I was between the two of them. And I said, okay, this looks cool. It's Microsoft with the nice graphics, but the PS2. And of course, guys, what made everything change was Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
Boom.
When I saw that review, I said, I want to play this game now. And I went, got the PS2, and I got Ratchet and Clank Going Commando and Tekken 4. And
Nice.
that's where my love of Ratchet and Clank began, where I played, like you, out of order. I did 2, 3, Deadlock. Then I was like, maybe I should go back to playing 1. Played 1, then went to, what was after Deadlock?
Up Your Arsenal?
I did Up Your Arsenal. Then it became the PS3, but I definitely went all ins and outs with the Ratchet and Clank. And then Tekken, since Tekken 4, I've had Tekken Tag, everything. And at EVO, I'm playing in the Tekken.
You did well last year. I believe in you.
If it's one-on-one, I'll be fine. But no, I ended up getting a PS2, which is probably my favorite console. With all I still have most of my games, whether it be Metal Gear Solid with Snake Eater, whether it be one of my favorite games of all time, PsyOps and Mindgate Conspiracy, that never got a sequel. But
it's funny because sorry to cut you, but real quick, it still is the top-selling console in history.
Yeah,
Nothing has been able to come near that console, which just blows my mind.
well, look at the library. It persists. You know, it had everything. It had great platforming with Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank.
I forgot about
It
Sly
had.
Cooper.
It had great story elements in the Final Fantasy series with Final Fantasy X, which is my favorite. And the HD collection has been reviewed, and it's been getting stellar reviews for that. And I'm looking about picking it up for the PS4 just because it looks gorgeous. Like, I can't say it better than that. It just looks gorgeous, you know? And it's just, that console I feel like had everything for every gamer. And then when I went into getting a PS3, I ended up getting one of the last versions. I've touched on this on old episodes, where it was one of the only last ones to play backwards compatibility. So I traded in my PS2 and kept all my PS2 games, but I had the backwards compatible PS3. So I played Shadow Colossus the other day. If you guys remember that. That just on my PS3, and I was able to save and everything, and it was just a blast from the past. I couldn't do that, you know, but that's when I got that PS3, which I still have with my little Joker skin from Dark Knight.
Nice.
And then obviously I got other systems, and then I now have the PS4, which is my predominant system, which I just finished playing Valiant Hearts on it, which was a very emotional game.
Was it really?
It was nice because this is what I liked what Sony does with its PlayStation Plus. It gives you games where you looks interesting, but you're like, I don't know if I'm going to pick that up, but then make it free. And because they make it free, you want to play it. Like they made Transistor free, which was a fantastic game. I heard I haven't gotten a chance. But Valiant Hearts, what's nice, it takes place in World War One. In a time period. And it's not like you're shooting anybody. It's all like the effects of war, where you play as this woman who just heals people. And if you don't heal, then they die, and then it changes the story a little bit. And then you have this old grizzled man who had a family but gets called into war, and here he is suffering and doing all these things. You know, the only gameplay where you shoot anything is when you play as the American who does like the tank missions. But besides that, his last mission is basically going through these trenches and watching these explosions go around, and it's a beautiful art style. And the ending of the game, I don't want to, no spoilers here, but the ending of the game was just like, that's the best way they could have ended the game.
My heartstrings.
Yeah. It was 5-6 hours. Definitely check it out. It's $14.99 because I think
$15.
Yeah, it's $15.
Get it. Go get it.
It's definitely worth it, you know, just for the experience. If you like narration, and it has interesting facts. Like when you find like artifacts, it brings up things like, this in trenches, and it gives a blurb about World War One. And me being a history buff, I'm reading this. I'm like, this is fantastic. And I I gave it a 9 out of 10 in my scoring, which, you know, people who know when I review games on my Twitch channel, they know that like 9s and 10s are very hard for me. But this was it was an experience where definitely people should check it out. And but what's your Sony Legacy?
My Sony Legacy. I started out on the PS1. All right, I was young.
There we go. We finally got someone.
I did start out on the PS1. My first experience was Resident Evil on the PS1.
Ooh.
Okay,
That's one I forgot.
I had to be like maybe 10 years old or so, and I played Resident Evil and I couldn't sleep for like 3 weeks because I was so afraid of zombies coming to get me. Was it Resident Evil? No, it was Resident Evil 2.
No, there you go.
That was my first experience on the PS, on the PS1. Then I got my own PS1, and I was playing like Metal Gear Solid.
Nice.
I was playing Tekken. I was playing so many different games that I never got to experience because mine just before that I had a Nintendo 64, and all those games are very childish.
Well, different
In a lot of aspects.
Grew up.
And then PlayStation was a more adult-based entertainment system until you had your Parappa the Rappers that came out, which I did not get.
What?
I know. I did.
That's one I did play,
not.
so.
I did not play Parappa the Rapper.
It's like a 2-hour game and you're done.
Yeah, I did not. I again at that time I was more action oriented. It was more action role playing. It wasn't. I didn't like turn based at all. So I didn't play Final Fantasy VII on it. I played Final Fantasy VII later on. But any turn-based game, never played. Any strategy game, never played. It was always an action game that I had to play.
Nice.
Or a fighting game. So, that was my experience, was basically Metal Gear Solid and Tekken on the PlayStation 1. Then PlayStation 2 comes out, and a whole world opens up for me, right? Devil May Cry, God of War. What else was there? Final Fantasy X.
These memories.
Right?
God.
Final Fantasy X. What else did I have? I had
That's the thing. There's so many
so
great
many titles.
series.
It's a
so
300.
many
It's a close to
titles.
300 game library. So
You
there's
know,
just
like the PSYOP. The PSYOP was a great game that they never. did
Don't
anything
bring it
about.
up.
It was right.
Well, that was when Midway was going on its outs.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to pick that crap up.
But so that was my PlayStation 2 era. Was when I finally opened up my horizons. Like Final Fantasy X opened me up to turn-based games.
JRPG.
Yeah. Then get to the PS3, and world has opened up a little more. You have your Metal Gear Solid 4, right? Oh, I didn't say that. In PlayStation 2, I played Metal Gear Solid 2. I played Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
This
Nice.
Snake
Amazing.
Eater is still one of my favorites.
Amazing. Oh yeah, easily.
That and 4, I can't
Easily.
I can't decide.
Then,
No, I cannot.
then I get into the PlayStation 3 and I play Metal Gear Solid 4. That was the first game I played on the PlayStation 3 was the Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mine was Ratchet and Clank. Surprise there.
Then I get like Prototype. I got Deus Ex. I get.
I forgot about Deus Ex.
Deadpool, Little Big Planet, all these different kinds of games. LA Noire, which I didn't like. I did not like, and I'll repeat it forever. I did not like LA Noire.
I thought it was a great concept. What they did was to do it very great, but I thought just in general it was a cool thing.
Whatever. Whatever. Infamous, The Last of Us, Afro Samurai, Uncharted.
I forgot Afro Samurai was on there.
Afro Samurai, Uncharted. The biggest disappointment of my life, which was Brink.
Friggin' Brink.
Did you bring that up in our biggest disappointment?
I did. The biggest disappointment of my life, Brink. All right, by far.
Did you play Splatterhouse on PS?
I don't think it was on the PS3. I think it was on the Xbox.
Okay, I just
I'm
wanted.
pretty sure I played Splatterhouse on the
That's
360.
Splatterhouse.
I'm pretty sure I played Splatterhouse on the PS3.
That's what I did. So.
The Need for Speeds, the GoldenEye remake that they made for the PS3.
I was never a fan of Need for Speed. I cannot do the racing car game.
I like
the
racing.
Burnout series.
Yeah, the Burnout series was
Yeah,
really
Burnout was
good.
good, yeah.
The Burnout series was really good.
I hate racing games.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Forgot about Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, yeah, I have that one. I have Gran Turismo 5 on the PS3. Then we get to the PS4 and we play everybody's favorite game, Destiny. Right? It was I got introduced to the Diablo series on the PS4. Obviously right now I'm trying to shoot myself in the head for buying Bloodborne.
Did you get any? Actually, what's funny, ladies and gentlemen, is after we did the live stream, I think like the next day, I was on my PS4 account, and I just see it's like, oh, Nick is playing Bloodborne.
Again, I was like, give it up!
I was like, this guy, check out this mother.
Yeah, no, I did not get any further.
No?
No.
Oh, God.
I went back, I changed the weapons, right? So I got like this whip cane. So it's like a cane that you can hit people with, but it turns into a whip, right? And I was like, all right, now I have some distance so I can keep them back. But I get through everything without a problem. Didn't have to re-up and go back and get armor, right? Like we did in the video. Instead, I just went straight through. And then there's two wolves up on the top of a balcony. Destroyed me every single time. And the whip does absolutely nothing to them.
Oh, God.
Nothing at all. Like I hit them and they're just like, what are you doing? No.
My friend's little brother was like, "Oh, I watched your live stream of Bloodborne. You guys kind of suck at this game." And I'm like, "Well, why don't you come on the channel and then show us what to do? Help us out here."
And then PS4 was Diablo, Bloodborne. What else did I play? Destiny, Second Son. That's been my Sony experience.
But now, which leads us into a way to the next topic.
Nice.
You know, we have our memories of Sony, but now you see the great catalog that PS2 had, the great catalog PS3 had. What does Sony have to do to have another great catalog in the PS4? Because right now, things are delayed. Uncharted's delayed. They have nothing announced coming out this year except for HD remakes, which is starting to get a little too heavy with Sony, with the God of War, even I have to say, the Ratchet and Clanks, the Last of Us, which was only a year, and it got remastered into...
Sly Cooper got remastered.
Yeah, but after a year of just having The Last of Us, it gets remastered into, a Game of the Year edition for PS4, which is great, but is that too soon? Is it losing its effect? So we'll start with you again, Jeremy. What does it have to do?
Well, before I do that, the first thing they did right was they probably made one of the best controllers ever. The PS4 controller. We all can agree that controller is comfortable as hell. It flows really well.
They already had a good controller.
Yeah.
And they maintained it for 20 years? 15 years?
Yeah.
So when they went to redesign it, they knew that they had to hit it out of the park.
They did, I think.
And I was so scared of what the controller was going to be. And the pictures didn't do it justice because it looked on pictures like a clunky piece of machinery.
Yeah.
It looked like they turned it into a Wii U remote. where it's a big screen. Yeah. It looked like that. And then suddenly I get my hands on it and I was like, oh. And it was the deciding factor in me buying the system.
That's the thing with me too.
Was my girlfriend was saying, oh, are you going to get it? Are you going to get it? I was like, no, I have to go to Best Buy and look at it. Why? Because they changed the remote. And I have to make sure I like it before, because I'm not playing on a new remote that feels completely uncomfortable. And I went and I see it, and it's the same size, fairly. It's about the same size as the old remote. And I was like, oh, all right, it doesn't look that big. And then I put my hands on it, and I was like, oh, it feels good. And then I play a game, and I was like, this is basically the PlayStation remote, just a touchpad attached to it.
Yeah.
I was like, it pretty much feels the same. Like, they tweaked things to make it better. Like, the triggers feel better.
Yeah,
the button, it has the little lip on it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like they're drawing from different aspects that, like, Xbox had the triggers that actually felt like triggers.
Yeah.
And now PS4 has the triggers that feel like triggers, but they still feel like PS3 shoulder buttons at the same time. So it's a little bit of the best of both worlds.
See, it's funny because when I did the same thing, when my sister's like, oh, aren't you just going to get an Xbox One? I was like, it's not that simple.
It's so true.
It's not that simple. I was like, I have to go at least 15 times. And on every other day, it could be something different.
Yeah.
But I felt the PlayStation 4, and I was like, it fits in your hand, I feel. And then I did the Xbox One. And the problem I had with the Xbox One was that the shoulder button and the triggers were like, right next to each other. There was no space like in the 360, which I didn't like. Now I play it and I'm used to it, and I'm like, okay, I still am not. I still love the PS4 controller, and even now with training for Evo, I'm starting to really love that GameCube controller.
Yeah,
it feels nice. I'm not gonna lie.
The only issue I have with the PS4 controller is it's being an old school gamer. Start is start. you're telling me, oh, the
Yeah.
start button is the option button. That screws me up so
Yeah,
badly
but-
because I'm like,
But even still, if I say
Xbox
start,
One
you
has
know
that.
where it is.
Yeah.
You know that it's the right button in the center of the remote. Like
Yeah.
when I say, oh, well, we were playing Bloodborne, and I was like, oh yeah, hit the start button to bring up your inventory, and you're like, you mean the options button? And I was
that
like,
threw me for a loop. I was
yeah,
like,
the start button. Like that, it's still the start button.
yeah, but to me, it's
They
like
just
it has to
called it
say.
something-
It's just the whole thing. It has to say start on it for me to make the correlation.
The Xbox One has that same issue. They don't have start and select, you know? I like Sony's because it has the options where it is like a start, obviously.
Well, the Xbox 360 didn't really have a start and select button.
I thought, yeah, it
yeah,
did.
it did.
It did?
Yeah.
It did.
I thought, no, the Xbox did, I thought.
Why don't you just grab the controller? It's
Yeah,
right
why
there.
don't you just... There are random times where Nick gets
Oh,
up.
yeah, it does.
I have the system and I have no idea how it works.
I do.
But I like PlayStation because besides the design of it, it's so function. It's got a great function because look, you want to start twitching or do a screenshot or do something.
Share.
You hit that share button and you're there.
It's
Yeah.
right there.
I've said on multiple times, and why we tend to stream a little bit more on the PlayStation side is because I hit share, I hit broadcast, go to Improv Cap, put in my description, start broadcasting. And
1, 2, 3. You're
And
done.
the Xbox, it gives me issues, and I hate that. So when it comes to just all-around functionality, I think Sony has a great thing in that controller.
I think what Sony did a lot better this time around with the PlayStation 4 was that they incorporated a lot of networking features that they saw that
Yes.
Xbox was doing, that Microsoft was doing, and they were like, no, I think we can do that better. So when you're playing with your friends and you're streaming, Sony was like, nah, we're gonna put a button right here to make everything
Yeah.
more convenient.
Yeah.
And then Xbox was like, oh yeah, but we came out with Kinect, so now we're gonna do voice controls. And Sony was like, no, my share button's gonna work better than your voice controls.
Yeah, exactly.
and it did. And then they also did a lot of the PlayStation Store stuff that Xbox Live isn't doing. You know, I hear rumors that Xbox Live has free games. I have no idea.
Yes, they have their
Few and
goals.
far
But I
between,
don't
but-
think they have it as much as PlayStation does.
See, that's where I'll stick up for Xbox there. They have better deals. They have their 2 free games. I think a lot of times, though, Sony does have the better free games. Like I said, Valiant Hearts was fantastic,
Yeah.
you know. They have, for Xbox, PlayStation has Guacamelee free this month,
That's
too.
a fun game.
You know, let's not get started. I don't know. I'm indifferent with that.
We're not
But
doing an episode on it. No way. I refuse.
Xbox, they have a couple of good games, but then they had like Rayman Legends for free if you were a gold member.
That was such a fun game.
Yeah.
You know, they have right now. They had like Unity for like $23
That's
on
not
Xbox.
bad.
You know, they have those deals, but it ends up being they have to do it because they're so behind with Sony. Because Sony, which brings us like how Sony just started off great is at E3. They had an impressive showing when they're showing out the PS4, and it's like, well, Xbox is $500 and you have to buy the Kinect. It's like, nope, we're $400, and here's just the system you want. We don't need this TV sports. Yeah, does the Xbox have it? Yeah, it's good. I'll play a game while watching the NHL playoffs.
And the other
You
thing,
know?
the other thing I like about like having the PlayStation camera included included in the system is that what you said, $400 for the PS4 in the box, and when it comes to like a game or two, it's $50 extra. You can't beat that deal.
Yeah.
Like Xbox is like, all right, you can get the regular, which is like $5. The Kinect with the Kinect is $550, and then you get the game combos, and it's like $600.
Yeah.
$200 more versus I get a game and the camera included for $450. You can't beat that
See,
deal.
but that was just off the bat bad public relations.
That was so-
Xbox, Microsoft was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be watching you. It's gonna always be on." And they didn't even sell that point properly.
Yeah.
They were like, you can.
We're gonna be watching
they,
you every day.
They didn't say, "Hey, the microphone is on," so that then you can say Xbox on and it'll turn on. We're not watching you. They were just like, yeah, it's like the creepy old man. Hey, you look good in that dress.
Yeah.
Like it was just.
Xbox just magically turns
like-
on when you're like changing.
Yeah, and they were just like, oh yeah, it's always gonna be on, and it's got a camera and a microphone.
that kills me. I
and,
cannot.
and Microsoft just did not sell it right. Nobody. We want this to be the main focus of your living room. It's got a camera, a microphone, and a computer attached to it, and it'll always be on.
Yeah.
Like
my favorite. Sorry.
that was just bad public relations. Having people fear Microsoft, a computer company that everybody knows tries to fucking sneak their way into everything, going, yeah, our system's always going to be on. You're Microsoft. You're evil.
Yeah.
You're the evil corporation that the 80s movies talk about.
Yes.
You should not be coming to my living room. Whereas Sony, like, they've already been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
So if they were to say that, people probably would be like, it's Sony, who cares?
My favorite bad business deal was the fact that in talks, like a couple of years ago, Microsoft was talking to Sony, like, they're like, what do we have to do to bring Halo to Xbox? Did I get that backwards?
Yes.
No, yeah, sorry. Bring Halo to Sony. What do we have to do? No, like, we won't give up that exclusivity. We won't. That's a word I made up. To make it exclusive, what do we have to do? They're like, we won't do it.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's like, really, you won't give us Halo? No, fine. We're gonna put a Blu-ray patent. We're gonna if you're gonna sorry. Sony's like, really, if you're gonna be that much of a douche, we're gonna put a Blu-ray patent on our console, so you can't put Blu-ray in Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, sweetheart. You don't want to give it up? Right there. You can't have Blu-ray. But
Yeah.
yet, didn't Xbox One get Bluray or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so it wasn't really a big thing, but just.
But they had to pay the licensing for it.
Yeah, but look at how much money they could have made if
Yeah,
And
because
you
of
have
that.
to
they
remember
weren't
that
stubborn. It's
The
ridiculous.
PS3 had the Blu-ray the whole time.
Yeah, it did.
The 360 didn't.
No, the
And that's-
360 didn't. But the reason that the Microsoft spent so much trying to sell this HD DVD concept
Oh God!
when you're competing with a media developer. Sony's media franchise runs the world. You like CDs are Sony.
Yep.
DVDs are Sony. Blu-rays are Sony. It's all like Sony subsidized equipment. You're not going to compete as a computer company from America. You're not bringing the floppy back. That's not happening. You're not going to compete with that company that already has that market. That's it. You know, Fujifilm, who cares? They're storing they're storing photos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
SanDisk is storing your small data. But when it comes to media, a medium to view movies and other types of media, Sony is
Everything.
It's everything. They
Yep.
have a domination on every market, from Hollywood to little fanboys making fan fiction. They have that dominated market. They've already taken that over. And you're going to come here and say, oh yeah, we're going to make some new DVD players, and it's HD DVD, and it's better than Blu-ray. I don't know, because Blu-ray kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
It already
And it
looks
sounds
cool.
cool.
It
And that's-
sounds cool. It looks cool. All you're doing is just saying HD DVD. No, I want something new. I don't want something that's kind of the same as before.
And that's why Nintendo says, "All right, you guys can handle all that crap. We'll just make the games. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
I'm not. They're literally.
Pretty
Nintendo's
much.
like, "I'm not touching that. No way."
But Sony was already there. Sony already dominated that, and you're gonna try to compete with them. That was basically what the PlayStation 1 was a showcase of their media.
Yes.
That's basically what it was. It was saying, you guys are stuck on cartridges. Allow me to demonstrate exactly what a system is capable of
That's
with these CDs.
That's because. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Real quick, I was gonna say that's because Sony and Nintendo had a disc deal 2 years prior to the PlayStation coming out. That deal fell through, and Sony's like, "All right, you don't want to do a deal with? We're gonna put our own console out, and we're gonna show you what we can do." And it started with the great Mario versus Crash Bandicoot rivalry, and then literally it started just branching off into its own thing. You don't want to make us. You want to try and put a stranglehold on like this thing? Fine, we'll show you what we can do, sweetheart. And boom, look what happened. They're outshining Nintendo by like a landslide.
See, what happens is...
We know way too much history. I just noticed that. Wow.
But that was Sony about a year ago when they had everything. But now that Phil Spencer took over for Xbox, he's done things to help out with Xbox, obviously, with price cutting, to having it where it was, during the holiday season, was $329 for like a pack, you know, and like $400 for a whole bundle, which was insane to have a price drop that soon in a year, you know?
Yeah.
And now they're doing all these things where they got the exclusive Tomb Raider coming out for a timely exclusive for Xbox One. So here's where the topic comes into...
Finally, we're getting to it.
What does Sony have to do to compete? Because right now, Xbox has Halo 5 Guardians, which is going to be a killer.
Oh, that's going to destroy
They're going to
everything.
have Tomb Raider, which is coming out. And then in the first quarter, they're saying Quantum Break's coming. They have a whole bunch of stuff.
My issue is Tomb Raider was a Sony exclusive.
Yep.
And when Xbox is coming back with your exclusive as their exclusive, you have done something horribly wrong.
Yeah.
The same can be said for what was that PlayStation All Stars that they put out for the PS3. Like,
You're not gonna beat Smash Brothers.
but
no way.
Who cares about that?
Sorry.
The characters that are in that game aren't what I equate to PlayStation characters.
Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank, Solid Snake,
Sly Cooper.
Thank you, Sly Cooper.
The fact that Solid Snake wasn't in it, but Raiden was.
And the fact that Crash Bandicoot wasn't in there, how do you miss that one?
Like Sony seems to have lost contact with its roots, and it needs to get back to its roots.
It's because they have a lot of their main titles are outsourced. Like you have Naughty Dog, you have Insomniac Games.
But you can still outsource them, but you have to give
you're right.
You have to give them the benefit of exclusivity. You know, we have this many consoles. We want you to be exclusive on ours, even if it's a timed exclusive like Tomb Raider is supposed to be, where we want first dibs. What they did with Destiny was the right thing.
Yep.
But the only reason that they did that with Destiny was because Bungie was so pissed off at Microsoft.
Yep.
So it wasn't even Sony's idea. It was more on the Bungie and Activision side that they said screw Microsoft because they took Halo.
Yeah, the other big ball drop, I'm going to go back to PlayStation 3, was I was literally like, okay, do I get the PS3 or do I get the Xbox 360? And then for me, I was going to get PS3 to get Devil May Cry 4. And then all of a sudden, my friend tells me, oh, it's coming to Xbox. No, I'm sorry, I messed it up. I had the 360, and I'm like, should I get the PS3? And that's when my friend was like, oh, Devil May Cry 4 is coming to Xbox. And I'm like, wait, what? But Devil May Cry is PlayStation. No, it's going to 360. I'm like, nice job, PlayStation. You straight up dropped the ball on that one. Well, you could have had multiple systems sold just to have people like, I want to play this game. I have to get the console. Yeah. Yet you dropped it to Xbox.
But I don't think they dropped the ball. I
thought they did.
What I think What I think happened was Xbox 360 got such a strong following.
Yeah.
Everybody was on it. Everybody was talking about their gamer score, their gamer tag, gamer this, gamer that,
my
achievement this, achievement that, online play. You know, I've been playing with so and so and so and so and so for the past 3 days on this game, and it's awesome. So the hype was all this interconnectivity, and Xbox dominated. Xbox 360 dominated that market, whereas PlayStation 3 was more at home, you know, classic gaming. Now that PlayStation 4 is there, they're trying to take back that hype. Yeah. And all these exclusivity deals are based off of that previous hype that Xbox 360 had. Yeah.
Yes.
All these deals of exclusives are based off of that 360 hype of online play. So everybody's signing up with exclusives to Xbox One, even though they're not going, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should go back to the PS4. Maybe we should go back to Sony. Because Tomb Raider was on the PS4. And why Xbox is getting the exclusive, Xbox One is getting the exclusive first, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
They probably did it because at the time Uncharted was supposed to come out this year. So they needed something to match Uncharted.
So they
probably threw a whole bunch of money and said, Phil Spencer's like, well, can we have this as an exclusive? And they said, no, we're not going to give you a full exclusive. But we'll give you a time where it's exclusive just for you guys. So that way it has its arc. But that's where it leads us with Sony now delayed Uncharted 4 till the spring, which is understandable because they need probably to work on some of the bugs. But then what should they come out with this year? Because
I wish I could tell you. They've got absolutely nothing. They have nothing contending in the ring.
They have a couple of titles that I was thinking about, but what I was going to say was they delayed a game called The Division. It looks pretty cool. I'm interested in it. It's one of the main reasons why I may get the PS4. Yet they delayed it from this year to early 2016.
That game keeps getting delayed.
So my thing is, if you want to ask me what PlayStation needs to do or Sony needs to do, if you're going to delay games and keep delaying them, back those games up. Make at least like 5 Game of the Years and just blow people out of the water. Don't delay it and then put like a 3 out of 5 star game and be like, oh, we delayed this long. Here's our product. It kind of sucks, but
they need to talk to the developers and the publishers and get a consistent flow of games coming to these systems.
Yep.
to the PlayStation 4 especially. Like it's sad because I'll go into GameStop several times a month and I'll see the same games available.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the same thing over and over again. I'm like, there's nothing here I want to buy. Whereas in the PlayStation 2, every time I walked into a GameStop, there was always something
Oh
that I
yeah,
wanted
it's
to
a
get.
whole new wall.
You know, there was like I didn't have enough money to get what I
Yeah.
wanted to get because there was so much. Even with the PlayStation 3, I would go in and I'd be like, oh, this looks good. This looks good. Wow, this is interesting. Whereas now I'm sitting here with the PlayStation 4. I go in and I'm like, do I really want to play that? Does that really? I don't know. That none of this really like catches my attention. You know, Bloodborne. I was on the fence of getting Bloodborne, and the guy was like trying to sell me Bloodborne, even though I went there looking for Bloodborne. That's how bad Sony's situation has gotten when it comes to games and availability. You look at the Xbox One wall, and it's jam packed.
Yep.
Yeah.
You look at the PlayStation 4 wall, and it's like this little tiny section. It looks like the Kleenex section. And
It's starting to look like Nintendo section.
yeah, it's starting to look like the condom section in the supermarket. That's what it's starting to look like.
Yeah.
It looks like the condom section in a supermarket.
Oof,
when you go to see what the PlayStation 4 is, because you have like this wide of a section that is new games, and then this wide of a section that is used and old games for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
There's more.
That's not
There's
good.
more used games in your section than there are new games. So you need to step up. You need to bring your A game, because that's a sure sign of defeat, and I've seen it plenty of times.
At E3, Sony, step up, blow people out of the water, show us what you got.
I'm thinking that for E3 they're gonna have a new God of War. They have to.
But I've been waiting on that because he didn't die at the end of the game. He didn't.
They have to. But
Spoilers.
all I know is they're not gonna have a Little Big Planet because it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out.
So they're not gonna have an Infamous. It just came out.
They might do an Infamous.
But Cole's dead. Cole's freaking dead.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it.
If I
but
got it, Nick won't play Infamous. So
I won't
have
play
it.
Infamous.
Nope.
They might do a Resistance.
Ooh.
I could see.
Yeah,
Resistance,
they announced
but
that.
they also have Ratchet and Clank, but it's a re-release of the first game coming out, which is what we said, like these
cares?
HD things.
Yeah, I
which,
don't care about that. I would like to see, all right, Hideo Kojima. Since you are not working with Konami anymore, you need to get back and do Zone of the Enders.
Ooh.
You need to
Forgot
do
about that.
Zone of the Enders for PS4. I'm saying it right now.
you think
it
that-
has to happen.
Do you think he'll go to PlayStation if offered? Because
Why not?
all he needs is Konami's dead in the water without him. All they
Yep.
need to do is say he needs to go in and goes, look, I want my own office, I want 100 people, and leave me for 4 years.
Yeah.
And anybody would say,
Yes, absolutely.
But,
Oh, yeah.
And then the competition would be like, I'll give you 5 years with 150 people. His name will be resonating
Yes,
in the
yes.
gaming world.
But I don't know if he even wants to make games anymore. That's the debate. I think that's what it is.
Sounds
because
like
for
he's got-
years,
Sounds like
for,
he's got gamers fatigue.
for years, yeah. For years, he was saying, "This is it. This is the last Metal Gear. This is it. This is the last Metal Gear. This is it. I'm not making any more Metal Gears." And they kept on egging him on. And I think what it is it's a matter of just himself. He doesn't want to make any more video games, or maybe he just doesn't want to make something as complicated as Metal Gear.
Maybe he just needs a break.
Maybe he wants something more simple. In that regards, Sony needs to buy the title to Zone of the Enders from Konami, buy the rights, and hire Kojima to make a Zone of the Enders for the system.
Boom.
Make a new Zone of the Enders. That would be phenomenal. And not a freaking hour and a half long Zone of the Enders, a full-fledged long game. Zone of the Enders.
18 hours plus.
Yeah, like an 18-hour plus Zone of the Enders open world type game.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, that was our topic on what Sony has to do.
Yeah.
It was a little far-fetched. Our last topic, and I thank you guys for staying with us this long. We've had a couple of long videos lately, but lots to talk about, obviously. Sony is words cannot describe what Sony is. Like you said, they rule the world.
Yeah. Well, with digital media.
So with the quickest answers we could do so we don't have this go crazy, what are we looking forward to from Sony?
No Man's Sky.
The Division.
Uncharted 4.
Of course, Uncharted.
Uncharted 4 and probably a brand new Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah.
Or a Sly Cooper game. I'll take either one. Sony,
I'll take another Castlevania. Just don't make the second Lord of the Shadow.
That's what they could do for E3. Give me a Sly Cooper game.
That would be nice.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice. Having a new Sly Cooper.
You know, they
the
had
next gen.
Honor Among Thieves, you know, which kind of disbanded the band a little bit, but they could still come out with a solo experience, which would just be as good. So I think that's going to wrap up our discussion of Sony.
You think so?
Do you want
I
to
think
add
there's
anything?
so much more to talk about, but we'll do a Sony Part 2.
That's what I was going to say. Sony Part 2, guys. Let us know if you want.
We might do a Sony Part 2, but first we're going to have to do a Nintendo Part 2, but even before that, we're going to have to do an Xbox.
Which, look out, because what we're going to try to do is have, you know, we did Nintendo as our first video, and now we're at episode 8, and we want to do Sony. So look forward to us probably after E3, because you know E3 is going to be crazy for us.
Yeah,
and
E3
we're going
is
to
gonna be
cover
insane.
everything, so don't worry. If you want to have your E3 news, you come here, and we'll let you know with everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have up to the minute.
Take off from work, take those 4 days, and just sit in front of your computer and wait for stuff from us to pop up.
Yeah. We'll discuss and everything like that, but more information as it comes closer towards the end of the month of May, beginning of June. But Nick, where can they find us with all that jazz?
It's at Improv Gaming on Twitter. We've got at Improv Gaming on Instagram. You can always like and subscribe to the video here. And you know the link, but it's www.youtube.com/Improv Gaming. You can also find us on
Facebook.
On Facebook. Yeah, like us on
one.
Facebook. I was like, wait a minute, where is...
We have something.
Like us on Facebook, and you can always email us at improvgamers@gmail.com. We'll be happy to hear from you, and we like to reply.
That was a rough one.
That was a rough one.
Yeah, the only thing... so,
we should state it.
What are we doing next time, guys?
What are we doing?
That's actually what I... Uh-oh.
That's really a good question. You know what? Let's make it a surprise.
Yeah.
No, I think so. Well, we did, if you remember, we didn't tell you that we were doing Sony. Like, we're going to advertise it, obviously, before this episode goes up.
Yeah.
But you guys don't know. So we're going to surprise you. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a good episode. We already know what we're going to do, but we don't want to tell you because we know that it's going to be good. Also, you know what I realized we haven't done in a while, guys? Which I kind of want to try to bring back. We know about you, but... what have we been playing?
You stole what... I said this last time, you jerk!
I mean, we know he's been playing Bloodborne.
Right now, I am in Evo training, so I'm playing Guilty Gears XRD for PS3. I am playing Super Smash Bros. Wii U. And I'm playing, for the Virtual Console, Metroid Fusion.
I finished Valiant Hearts. I'm going to be starting Witcher very shortly. I'm also finally going to get... with our... while you watch this video, you'll see our live stream is up on YouTube. Check it out.
You've got 2 hours to kill. Check it out. We're pretty funny.
I'll be playing, I'm playing Bloodborne now. You guys know that. I have been playing Diablo. I have to get back into Unity just to finish it, but I really am not rushing towards that.
Well, you know what? I'm telling you, when I saw Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it was something different. I mean, it takes place in 1868 during the Industrial Revolution in London, which looks cool. You have 2 main characters, you know, which is Evie Fry and Jacob Fry. It's kind of cool. He's hot-headed, you know, all these different things. It's a very cool, different, it has trains, it has horse and carriages. It brings new light to the Assassin's Creed, which I'm hoping, you know.
It's not Unity.
It's not Unity. Like I said, if you guys watched on my One Up News, you know, I was not a fan of Unity, but, you know, Syndicate has 30% larger map. It looks like good. And October 23rd, you know, it's surprising that a lot of big games are coming out early, if you really think about it. I mean, Phantom Pain is coming out in September.
Yeah.
I mean...
yeah, they're trying to beat the holiday season before it comes out. That way, it's already there by the time. You know? I think what a lot of people have been doing is, instead of disappointing people, I think what they're seeing is when they throw out a game during the holiday season, when it's disappointing, the next year they don't get as many sales from the next game they throw out.
Yeah.
So I think what a lot of companies are starting to realize, let me put out my game a little bit before, so that way by the time the holiday season comes out, the reviews are already out.
Yeah.
And then...
it's not cutting close and all that stuff. But, so let us know in the comments, guys, what you would like to see. Also, for a live stream, you know, we've been doing Bloodborne. We did Mortal Kombat. We're coming out. We did Witcher. You know, we're going to be doing Batman Arkham Knight. Spoilers, you're not supposed to know. But we're going to be doing that. We'll just be streaming. You know, I think we should be doing Dying Light. I know it's been out for a little bit, but
yeah, why not?
That looks like a fun game. You know,
that sounds like a good game.
Still in my cell phone plastic because I haven't gotten to it because of my backlog. But
we'll get to a Nintendo game eventually. We got to get the hardware, but we'll get to one of those for you guys.
But definitely check that out. And any last minute things, guys?
No, I'm good.
That's it. Yeah. But as usual, guys, game on. You're actually a really nice guy.
You don't know me yet.
Yeah. You said that. I started laughing.
I thought that when I first met Pete too. Until he broke my heart.